Welcome back to another episode of the Just Deal With It podcast. I am Poppy Shampoo, aka Julius Caesar, and we're back again in full effect. And today's episode is called Drunken Doughnuts. Drunken Doughnuts. We say that, bro. I don't know. Guys, we're back again. Episode 13. Wow, 13 episodes in already. And I come bearing good news today. Today's episode it has its funny, situations, but, I called it Drunken Doughnuts because of a story that I want to talk to you guys about later that involved a couple of drunken fellas. Well, one drunk fella, and it was a very interesting night, I would say. And then I also want to talk to you guys about updates, which that was basically the main thing that I've been hyping up this entire week. So beforehand, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Road to 3K continues. Please subscribe. I'm asking you guys. My goal is to get to 3K before the summer ends, so if we can get there, we're not that far off, guys. We're literally how much? We're literally 280 subscribers away.
I think so.
We're around there. Just help us. I'm not that far off. So just help me. It would help me so much. Please give the videos a thumbs up. That helps me so much because I'm out here fighting this algorithm algorithm, yeah, from Space Jam. You guys met him already. Shout outs to Space Jam, by the way. Super fire movie. Definitely go check it out. Actually, we could talk about that in the updates as well. But anywho, so yeah, that's the rundown for today. I also make sure to subscribe. I already spoke to you guys about subscribing. Wow, I'm exhausted, guys. We're literally recording this video at 1 a.m. because someone has been lazy. So we're tired. We just saw the Bucks win a championship, by the way. Shout outs to the Greek Freak. You earned it, bro. Keep doing your thing. Be great. Isaac was rooting for the Phoenix Suns. You're okay, Isaac?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it? Keep in mind, Isaac's a Warriors fan, guys.
Yeah, no, I don't support the Warriors.
I don't support the Warriors.
I don't support the Suns. The Suns. I have a Warriors shirt on.
He has a Warriors shirt on, yeah. But, we went to this bar. So, actually, we can start there. So, we went to this bar, and it's called Brother Jimmy's. Brother Jimmy's, right? Mm-hmm. I'm all over the place today. It's called Brother Jimmy's. It's a really cool southern bar. Southern folks. It's a really good southern bar. I get these really good, amazing chicken tenders from there. They're very delicious. I highly recommend it. They got that bang bang sauce. This is not a paid promotion whatsoever. It's just really delicious place. We discovered it because I was trying to look for a place where I can bring Isaac because he's still a little boy. So I mean he's a teenager. He's not a little boy. He's a teenager. Yeah, he's a toddler. Nah, he's not a toddler. He's a young lad. He's a young lad and young stallion. And I wanted to take him to a bar, but obviously he can't drink there. So it was really hard trying to find places where I can take him to watch these basketball games. And we found Brother Jimmy's, and they were really nice enough to allow him in there. and order his cheeseburgers because if you know Isaac, he loves cheeseburgers. He'll probably for a cheeseburger, but he loves burgers. So luckily, I got lucky there. So we've been going there, and every time we've gone there, it's actually just been for Milwaukee Bucks games. So it's been actually pretty crazy because the first time we went, it was when the Bucks played the Nets in that epic Game 7, like this year, obviously, and they won. So then we went back again. I don't think we went for any of the Hawks games, right? None of the Hawks games. Then the Suns were up 0-2, and we were like, oh, we might as well just go. I was like, we might as well just go. And then the Bucks started winning when we went again. They won game 5.
They won.
We went to game 5.
We went to game 5 and then game 6.
Exactly. So we went to game 5, and then today we just got back from game 6. So basically, they're undefeated at that bar. So I mean, I don't want to say that it was really me, but it was really me that the Giannis got a ring. So Giannis, you should thank me, bro, because I spent a lot of money. I had to go back to that bar again, and just to keep that streak going. You guys are undefeated at Brothers Jimmy. So I'm just saying, I should get a ring myself. I should get a ring. Precious. But anyway, so it was really cool, and so now we're recording this podcast right now, which explains why I'm very, very exhausted, but I still got that energy for you guys because I do have a nice, refreshing cold brisk. This is not a paid sponsorship. Once again, this is just me letting you know that I do have something to quench my thirst now, because I always have dry mouth. Pause. I always have I don't have any substance in. I can't get out of that one. We're just gonna leave that alone. but yeah. So we then basically where I want to go with this now. Segue is just to updates. So first off, I've been talking on Instagram a lot lately, posting cryptic messages saying that I wanted to unveil these big updates today and talk about giving them context because I posted some pictures. If you don't follow me on Instagram, what the hell are you waiting for? Follow me right now. I'm trying to get to 10K. Somebody the other day said, "Hey, Julius, it would be really cool if that cooking video had a swipe up." And I was like, you know what? You're damn skippy, it would. However, I don't have that swipe up feature. I need 10K. So help me get to 10K. I really appreciate it so much, people. Apparently, you need 10,000 subscribers in order to swipe up, Let's have them swipe up and kiss my ass. But so I need those 10K. So if you're not following me on Instagram, follow me right now. What are you waiting for? You could do it while you watch the video. You could watch on your laptop and then go on my Instagram and just follow. Do that now. Do it. But so I posted a picture of me in Wingspan. So I posted me. If you guys are not aware, I want to kind of rewind back to tell you guys that I used to work as a assistant kindergarten teacher, and I used to also run an after school program as a site director. A lot of this is well known already because I've spoken about this in other episodes of the podcast, but if you're new, I want to refresh in your memory. For those that already been here, long-time followers and supporters, you guys know the deal already. But yeah, I used to work in that field, and I lost my jobs because during the pandemic, which was last year during March, towards the end of March, right? Towards the end of March or beginning of April? In the middle of March. Yeah, in the middle of March last year, 2020. Oh my God. Sorry about that. It was very unladylike. I lost my 2 jobs. Unfortunately, they had to make budget cuts and they could not keep us. So, I didn't get to have that farewell or that send-off that I really wanted to have with the kiddos. It was actually going to be my last year, but I properly wanted to have sort of my farewell tour. I mean, you guys know, I'm extra, I like to go out with a bang, So I didn't get that for myself, and I was really sad about it, But at the same time, I think that just, losing both jobs really taught me a lot about myself. You know, it was a blessing in disguise because I felt that it gave me some much needed time to work on myself. You know, I been working my whole life. Like since 14, I've been working. That's all I've ever known is just work. Like I've gone to school from time to time, but I never really took it seriously. If anything, I've just been working. Like that's my life 24/7 was just work. So the fact that I got the vacation, for some reason, it was really weird because I felt like I didn't know who I was anymore. Like, or I felt like I actually did not know what I stood for, like what were my morals, what were my values, what I cared about, because I just never had the time. Like, you know, it was almost sort of like I was on autopilot the entire time that I had been working these two jobs for almost 4 to 5 years in that specific like site, in that school. I just didn't have time for myself. And you know, when you go that long without doing anything for you, you lose yourself. And I've basically been on this quest this year to find myself with the help of therapy. Shout outs to my therapist, who's amazing. She's been really helping me figure out who I am. You know, obviously, like I deal with depression and anxiety, as you guys know already. But, you know, just really self-identifying with who I am has been very like important to me, and it's been really cool just to kind of see my evolution within my own self, you know, just kind of be amazed at what I'm able to do, like or just even remind myself of what I'm capable of, you know, like just having that recollection of memories of what got me here and what got me here, like how I made it here so far, you know, like without a college degree, without like, you know, getting on quote unquote those qualifications that you need to get these specific jobs. I got them because my work ethic was just so great. So that makes me fast forward now because like now I was very stressed out about what was I going to do for unemployment, like for employment. I'm collecting unemployment right now, but for employment, like what was I gonna do? Like, you know, was I gonna be able to find a job easily? I didn't have that confidence, you know, and for some reason, like I said, with therapy, I kind of just took the leap and decided to contact my principal about a week ago. And so I contacted her and I asked her, you know, plain and simple, like, you know, do you want to re-sign me? No, kidding. Nah, I asked her that I was really interested in coming back to TNS because it was really a home to me, you know, like I really felt like when I came to TNS, like I was kind of like a lost soul in a sense, and I found like a sense of community and family there. Like I really found like a place that cared for me, you know, like without those kids giving me those like hurrahs and those like you know, just chanting my name and just receiving those roses that I like always like desired. Like, not to say that I'm constantly looking for validation, but just the fact that they, you know, kids are so honest with you. Like kids will let you know, like kids will not lie to you. Like, you know, like they'll tell you the truth, you know, they'll let you know how they feel about you. And just to get that genuine reaction from those kids, like just knowing that they actually appreciated like what I did for their lives, you know, like how I impacted them and how I helped them with their growth as like kids. And it was really good also knowing that like I felt accepted, and that's what TNS was for me. Like, you know, it was a place where I felt accepted. Like I felt like it was a place where I can be me, like, and I was not going to be judged, or, you know, no one was going to look at me any differently. You know, like I've always had this inner kid in me, like, so I've always been very jolly and outgoing. I do go through a lot of stuff on the inside, but it was always nice to like go to TNS because all of those things would just go away. Like it'd be as if I didn't have those problems and I didn't have to deal with it, you know. But like once I lost both jobs, like I had to come home and kind of deal with myself. Like, as crazy as that sounds, like I had to actually like be alone, and I was like not ready for that. Like, you know, I never knew how to do that. I never knew how to be alone. Like I had so many people in my like circle or in my corner, like, or I just worked constantly that I never had a time where it was just me by myself with nothing to do or just like isolated. Like it's just that thought is just so scary and wild to me. And I just did not know how to handle it. And luckily, I had the help of therapy. I did go through that incident with COVID and almost dying and stuff, but I feel like I learned a lot of lessons along the way, and it made me who I am now. Like it's made me into this very strong individual. And I have been talking about lately how I feel like there's this inner energy inside me that wants to get out and wants to release. And it's not even like a negative energy. It's just more so I've been very much battling levels of humbleness. At a certain point, it goes without saying that if you give yourself credit, it sounds almost like as you're being arrogant or, full of yourself. And, I kind of feel like, in this world, we have such a hard time giving people credit. And if you're not going to give it to me, I'm going to give it to myself. And I know that sounds crazy already as it is, but, I work my ass off. And I feel like this week in particular, I've had those results show for, that I have worked my ass off, because when I contacted my principal, she offered me my job back. She said she'd love to have me back on board. It's this G14 classified, so don't let anybody know. I mean, this is YouTube, right? No one's gonna find out. But I got my jobs back, and then she even offered to help me get my second job back. And and they reached out as well, saying that they were actually gonna reopen. And it was really exciting to hear back from Wingspan, because I think for everything that I've been through as well with Wingspan, through the highs and through the lows, Wingspan for me, they will always hold a special place in my heart, because they gave me a chance. When University Settlement, this other program that I used to work in, didn't want me to run a program, because they didn't think I can do it. And I said, F that, I'm leaving. Wingspan gave me that opportunity, yo. And that, it wasn't the fact that I got to run a program and I felt almighty that I was in charge, It wasn't even that. It was just the sense that you believed in me. You had faith in me, and you said, you know what, I'm going to stick with this guy. I love what he stands for. I love that he also works with the school in the morning. He exemplifies the principles and what TNS stands for. And I want him to represent our site. And that meant so much to me. So that's why I can never say anything bad about Wingspan. I owe them a lot, because they've been there for me. Even though they have to make very tough decisions. In general, I just feel they didn't have to give me me. And when I say me, I say because I didn't have those qualifications. There's certain things that I don't have that other people do have, but I just outwork them. And that's why I said, I don't want to sound crazy by, saying that I give myself credit, but, I've outworked anybody, that has, more to show in terms of paper than actual skills, So it felt nice. And then I also got another job offer from another program that was really nice, and I want to shout out my bro, Jordan, for, putting in that request, and, having the director of the program contact me as well, and just being thrilled to want me to join. And that feeling, of being wanted and feeling like an asset, it just felt so great, and it felt so powerful, I'm a commodity, and now I feel like a free agent, and people want to sign me, and I have options and I have offers, when I didn't think I was gonna have that again. I thought that I was gonna have to start over, and it actually was not as hard as I thought. And it goes without saying, I'm not throwing it in your guys' faces and saying, look at me, I get this and I get that. No, I'm just trying to motivate you guys as well, inspire ya, and show you that no matter what they say, no matter what they tell you, whether you don't have this or you don't have that. You can do it as long as your skill set is there, your passion is there for that craft, your commitment, you're punctual, you know, like, and you know how to like interact with people. A lot of people don't realize how underrated of a skill it is to have social skills. If you have social skills, you will get so far in life, like, trust me. And I know a lot of, like, I think I spoke about this last podcast about being a introvert, like, you know, that's fine. I'm not telling you to be somebody you're not, like, but, you know, just simple human elements of thank you, or you're welcome, or how was your day, or it's nice to meet you, or did you have something to eat today, you know, just basic human character, like, human conversations. Like, it goes a long way. You never know who you're going to have an impact on, and you never realize that these people might have certain positions in power that someday they're gonna look at you and say, you know what, like, I remember, like, Isaac's always asking me how my day was, and I just think he's a really good people person. I think he'll fit well with what we want to represent, you know? So it's like, you know, you got to be smart about how you go about business, you know? It's like, at the end of the day, this is a business, and, you know, they're always going to do what's best for business, and you have to, like, put yourself in position to show them that you're the ideal candidate, you know, in any field, in any profession. And, you know, that's kind of what I wanted to, like, have you guys take away today from this story. It's just that, you know, just be patient. You know, your time will come. Like, just remember that, you know, handouts, there's no such thing as things just being handed to you. You got to work for them. Like, you have to, like, build in, you have to build a resume. You have to put in the time. Like, it's just not going to happen. Like, you know, it's just not going to happen like that. So, you know, I'm very excited about these 2 jobs. So that was the big announcement, by the way. 2 jobs, so yippee for me. I'm back again. I'm back, baby. I'm gonna be making this money, you know what I'm saying? Gang. No, I'm kidding. But no, I'm just excited, you know, because I get to start saving up. And then, like, the other thing that, like, has been weighing very heavy on me has been just the fact that I said to myself that if I did get the 2 jobs back, I would just work for that whole year and save up, because I'm trying to move to LA. So it's still like a hard, like, thing to, like, decide fully. Like, I am gonna start the LA 2022 countdown, like, and I'm also gonna start, like, a little jar, like, to save up. Like, my goal is to get to 10K by the end of September next year, so basically a full year from now. But it could either go 2 ways. Like, it all depends on how my headshots go. So I'm trying to get headshots in December. So if I can find work here in New York with acting, then I'll probably just move out of my mom's house and stay close with Isaac, you know, because I'm sure Isaac doesn't want me to leave. Like, Isaac's like, don't leave, don't go. But Isaac doesn't want to leave with me. I just don't understand why he just want. He's a Golden State Warriors fan. We probably live in San Francisco.
I don't want to live the LA life.
He is the LA life. That man, Isaac does not realize what's good for him. Like, you know, you go to Carl's, Ripley, and Junior's, like, all the time for burgers and stuff. But, you know, it's still on the table. We don't know. I don't know yet. So we'll see. It also depends a lot on the success of this YouTube channel. If this YouTube channel does very well within a year before I decide to leave, maybe I stay. Maybe it gives me an opportunity to just find a place around here or in Jersey, and I just try to figure it out then. But as of right now, option A is LA. Like, option number 1 is LA, and then option B is staying here and figuring it out. But there's a lot of things that are going to play out during this fall, and that's why I said this fall is going to be very, like, it's going to be scary season, because, like, I'm going to be very locked in. Like, you know, it goes without saying that, like, I'm just not going to have time. Like, I'm just not going to have time. Like, you know, there was a point in my life where I wanted to build, I wanted to create something, or I wanted to get into a situation where, you know, I put myself out there, but it's just not here. Like, you know, I've tried, you know, unfortunately, I just don't fit in, and, you know, I just feel like somewhere else is where I need to go. I just feel like my path or my calling is yelling at me and saying, your destiny is somewhere else. Like, that can change, you know, but that's just how I feel at this moment. and that's basically gonna be what my life is gonna look like in the once September starts. Is just work. I'm just gonna work, save up, go to the gym, and also another announcement that I wanted to make was that this is my last week. Pause. Eating meat. Eating meat. Yeah, I'm not gonna eat meat anymore. You know, no meat. I'm gonna turn vegan. So I'm very, very, very serious about this, people. I'm not lying. Like, trust me, Isaac's not gonna catch me on TMZ, like, or eating like a steak or something and expose me. Right? You're not gonna expose me. She's not good. Nah, but for real though, I'm not. Like, I spoke to a nutritionist today, so we already started working on a diet that caters to what this vegan diet is gonna look like. That matches what I'm doing in the gym as well with my cardio, and I'm starting to now incorporate some weights. So, yeah, I'm trying to get fit, man. Like, I'm trying to put myself in the best position. I want you guys to be inspired by my journey as well. Just the fact that even though I'm having these two jobs, I am starting over when it comes to the world of acting. Like, this is new for me. So you guys are going to get to see how I put my effort into this, like, into this acting, you know? Like, I'm going to put the work in, get fit, look well enough to, like, land the roles that I want and go from there. You know, I really love to do voiceover work where I get to do like cartoon characters or things like that. So we'll see. I think I'm at a point now where I'm very comfortable behind a camera. As you guys can see, I don't really stumble or like just feel nervous or like start repeating words like that. Like, I'm very good now with my words. Like, I'll read a script and dialogue and all that and do really well, I feel. But yeah, so that's what's going on. So I told you guys that I'm going to become vegan, 2 jobs, LA, and was that it? Was that all the updates?
The Drunken Donuts story?
No, yeah, I'm going to talk about that. I'm just talking about the updates in general. This is the updates portion of the podcast, sir. Do your job. Do your job. No, and I also want to talk about the merch store. So the merch store is still open, guys. Use the promo code partner 2020, so 30% off your entire order at the checkout if you use the promo code partner 2020. Also, new t-shirt dropping July 30th. I'm very excited about this t-shirt. It's a collab with the same person that designed the checkout logo. And right now he's just adding ink and color to the sketch because he already sent me the outline, which looks crazy. It is fire. I can't wait for everybody to see it. No one has seen it yet. Not even Isaac, right, Isaac?
You've been hyping. You've been telling me about it for the past 2 months.
Yeah.
I still don't have no single clue what it is.
Exactly. So that's how top secret this new t-shirt is, and I'm very excited to unveil it. Isaac's excited about it. Like, he's been looking forward to this himself. Like, he's been asking so many questions about it, and I'm ready, like, to show him, like, this new t-shirt. I'm very excited for you guys to see it too, So once again, like, get yourself some merch though beforehand, like, what you could probably like get yourself like a nice hat to go with this new t-shirt, or you could get yourself a nice little like coffee mug, or a little bag. Get yourself something nice though, some stickers. Maybe you're a sticker person, you get yourself some stickers, but get something, please help my LA fund. No, but so that's the merch store, and now I want to talk to you guys about why this episode is called Drunken Donuts. So for game 5, that was on a Saturday, right?
Yeah.
That was on a Saturday. So on Saturday of last week, me and Isaac were coming back home, and at around, I want to say 2 a.m. No, it was 2 a.m.?
I think it was like nearly 1 a.m.
It was probably nearly like 12, like, well, let's say 1, right? We're waiting for the bus, the Q58 at Myrtle Wyckoff. That stop is the last stop of the Q58, and it's also the first stop of the Q58. And normally it's very, very dark and quiet in that stop. Like, no one's rarely ever there. And so we're there, we get there, and there are these 4 gentlemen, and one is completely intoxicated, while the other three are like, from the beginning, from the beginning, it looked like they were taking care of him, right? They looked like they were making sure he was all right. Like, he kept repeating how he wanted to go to Lorimer, and how Lorimer, but and like this about Lorimer. And like, I'm just like, I'm not saying anything because it's not my place, like, obviously they're waiting for the bus. So who am I to tell them the L train goes to Lorimer? I don't know, but he said, he kept saying Lorimer. And so we were there. He's trying to get up. They're telling him no, and they're taking care of him. Like, there's really cool. That's what you should do as friends. Take care of your drunk friends. However, a couple of minutes go by, and then they literally just let him leave. Like, this man literally starts crossing the street, drunk, like extremely intoxicated, and literally it came to a point where they're just laughing next to me and Isaac about their friend, and you can no longer see where their friend was at. Like, it wasn't even, these were like, I want to say these were like 22-year-olds, or he looked kind of older though, right?
Nah, they looked like they were, a few of the two, I think like two of them looked like they were in their late teens, and then one of them looked like they were in their late 20s.
Yeah, so it was probably like youngins and adults at the same time, right? So they're laughing, and I told them in Spanish, like, yo, you're not going to check up on your friend? And then they look at us, and then they're like, oh, like, they start following him. But then it seemed like they couldn't find him anymore, or they went down to the train station, right? They went down to the train station to find him, and we never heard from them ever again, and it just really had me thinking about, like, how would you guys react in that situation, like, because I never been in a scenario like that where I had to take care for an intoxicated friend. I had been the intoxicated friend. Like, I've been the intoxicated friend only like twice, and that was at the expense of Cody. Like, Cody will tell you the story about me in after prom, and then me at the Battle of the Punches, where I threw up. Those were the only two times I threw up. I was very young. I was like 17 at the after prom, and I was 19 at the Battle of the Punches. So way young. I didn't know how to handle my alcohol back then, but they took care of me. Like, Cody took care of me, and then there was other like guys that took care of me as well. And I felt cool. I felt nice about that, but like, I just like feel like, is there like, do you like, I guess I want to know in the comment section below, is it cool to just abandon your friends if they're intoxicated? Because I do know there's people that come from the mindset of, well, if that person got drunk, they did that to themselves. Like, why should I have to deal with that? Like, what do you think, guys? Like, you would actually help the friend, or like, it's not your problem?
Well, if it's your friend, you should be, even intoxicated or not, you should be making sure that they're good. And
so even if it's let's not put titles, right? So let's say it's actually not a friend. It's just somebody you were hanging out with that day that was part of like they just tagged along.
I would, make sure they're good.
You make sure they're good?
Yeah, because then later on we find out, oh, he died or something. And then you feel all this guilt.
Died, wow.
Just like saying, yeah. Rather, like, take action on something that you could, then find out you could have prevented, in, like, when you had the chance.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like in general the obvious answer is always going to be help out the person that's intoxicated, but really let me know in the comment section below, guys, what you guys think about that, because it was very interesting to me, because they, like I said, these were 4 gentlemen. They were Hispanic men, and it just, it was just like interesting, because I just didn't expect it, from me being a Hispanic man myself. Like, I've always seen like we take care of each other, like, like in general we make sure we're good, and the fact that these guys just let this other man like walk alone, and they knew how messed up he was and completely disregarded it, and then like, but like they had patience. So that's what I'm also saying, because it's like kind of a fine line, because they did all they could too, like he kept getting up, and
they were trying to stop him to do it too.
They were trying to stop him.
They weren't completely in the wrong, but also they should have followed as soon as he started walking off.
Exactly. So like, it's just a very interesting situation. Like, it makes me wonder, like, like how you guys would react in that situation. So I love to hear from you guys. And, I'll let me see how far we are in right now with this episode. We're at 35 minutes in. So, yeah, I think we can end there. I did want to talk about one last thing, actually, before we end. And I wanted to talk about reposting. So I feel that I don't want to talk about the situation because it's none of my business, but I want to talk about just reposting stuff in general. I think it's very important as us, as a society, to do our research. I think it's very important to understand that there's always going to be two sides to a story, and we always have to investigate and do our due diligence to find out what that other side is. I think we live in such a crazy world where someone can post crazy stuff and accuse people, and without knowing any information, basically just letting one post take life and then let that post carry into a actual human thing and let everyone think that is the narrative. I think it's very important as us, as individuals, to do the research, make our own opinion, and then go from there. I think a lot of times we repost things, and I'm not part of that group. No, sir, you don't ever see me repost anything unless it has to do with me. Like, I heard this Chris Rock joke one time where he said, I was talking about gun violence, and then people started getting angry at me, and it was like, oh my God, like, they started threatening me, and it made me think about, like, damn, I need to get a gun. He was talking about gun violence, and now he actually wants a gun. And that's kind of how it is with me. That's my policy, if I'm reposting something, it has to do with me, or it's something that inspires me. But I'm not gonna, like, put anybody on blast. Like, I don't care if you feel some type of way about it. Like, I just don't do that. Like, it has to be something very, very specific or something very, very factual. But I'm going to do my investigation first beforehand before I post anything. And I think we need to practice that. Because oftentimes from what I see on my feed is I see a lot of people just running away with stuff and then just thinking that that's the narrative. And it turns out that you were completely wrong and you look completely stupid at the end. And, that's what I want you guys to avoid. I don't want you guys looking like circus. I don't want the circus music to start hitting every time you guys repost something and then it comes out to be that it wasn't true, and then all I hear is din, 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 din. Is that, wait, can I get copyrighted for that? No? So yeah, guys, just educate yourselves, like, I think it's important. Like, it's a conversation that needs to be had, like, do your research. Like, in any school project, if you present a project, am I wrong? You have to provide factual research, like
evidence, anything.
Exactly. Cited stuff, exactly. So do that before you repost something. And I know it sounds like crazy, like, I'm gonna have the time to actually repost something and then look up and see if it's, like, true or not. Well, yeah, you should, because social media is a very powerful weapon. It could end lives. It could cancel people. It could do so much damage. You don't realize how huge Instagram is. And that's just Instagram. Don't even get me started with Twitter, right? Twitter's probably even bigger. So it's like, these are people's lives, and, you could easily damage somebody's reputation by not educating yourself and not knowing the facts. And like I said, the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because of a specific situation that I saw on my feed this week that left me really devastated, just to read comment sections about this situation. Like I said, I don't want to speak about it because it's already been dealt with, and it just doesn't make sense to, like, carry that. But I just want you guys to know that I don't ever judge you guys. We all like what we like at the end of the day, and just like I said, do your research. And I think that's going to conclude our episode of the Just Deal With It podcast today. I did everything I could, people, to try to keep a long episode, keep you guys engaged, because I'm very exhausted. I got my wrist right here. But yes, so subscribe to the YouTube channel. Road to 3K continues. Hit that thumbs up if you... Oh, damn. How drinking I almost died. Hit that thumbs up if you have not. What are you waiting for? Follow me on Instagram, King_Julius_Caesar. And I will see you next time. Pow, 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 pow. Oh my god. This Mayor McCheese. Alright.
That was a good episode.